Nick? How are you, buddy?
I'm muted, but I'm doing well, Mitch. How are you?
I'm just tired of being short. I'm doing great.
Yeah, good to see you, man. I was just thinking back to that day slash night in Florida with Karina on her
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we're
no,
like, we're
funny.
gonna get a zoom in, and here we are, couple months
Yeah,
later, get the
yeah,
zoom
yeah.
in.
Only took a year, but we're there.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah,
All
but good.
right.
You're doing good. Life is good.
Life is great. Since then, I don't know if I was living in Florida at that time. I think it was like right as we were wrapping up our Florida venture.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's
but
what you were working on when you were here last time. Yeah. So you're here
we're
now?
back home in Cleveland. So
Oh,
moved
you're in
back
Cleveland.
home,
Okay.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah. So winters are fun, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love the winter. It gives you a chance to test yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to be tested anymore.
No. See, Deanne's like, no, I'm not getting tested either.
No, no. At my stage of my life, I've been tested more than most people. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely don't
Uh,
need more toast. So,
yeah.
so we should get a good crew on here today, and Pete's
Yeah.
actually going to do the intro for you and stuff. I have to actually pop out about 15 minutes early
Yeah.
for a meeting I've had scheduled for about 3 months. Meeting with
Okay.
Pete
Sounds like a plan.
Goodman. Hello, Chris. How are you, buddy? Here comes Mr. Pete Middleton. What's up, Pete?
I hear Pete knows luxury. That's just the word on the street that Pete knows luxury.
He knows something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so AI is a little crazy, right?
Yeah, it is, right? And that's why I feel like these calls are always fascinating because there's so many different directions. I don't know how much people here have been diving into it, but there's so much that you can do with this. And there's so much that is happening around us where it almost becomes like I won't say overwhelming, but it's like overwhelming and it's great. And there you can build, you can do things, and this person's building this person's building
Right.
this. And then everyone online seems to have it figured out. And I'm like,
But
so
then the
it's just
problem is once you figure it out, 2 weeks later it changes.
yeah, right.
I mean, that's the
Yeah,
I use AI every single day.
yeah.
In
Oh,
fact, a
absolutely.
lot of people on here know I actually cured my diabetes and high blood pressure using AI.
So cool.
Cured. Like I literally don't have diabetes or high blood pressure anymore. And
Congrats,
I,
Mitch. I know that took work
I
on your end too.
oh no, no, but it was what it was is it taught me. We'll give another minute before Pete gets on. What it taught me was actually, I'll give you the story. So my doctors never talked to me about insulin resistance, which is the cause of everything, all your diseases. And my cardiologist never did, and my homeopathic doctor never did. So I said to Dr. Chad, I call her, I said, so tell me, why did my doctors never tell me about this? And what she said was very profound. She said, because your cardiologist knows one lane and your homeopathic doctor knows another lane. She goes, I know all their lanes. Pretty cool, right? So
That
I
is
used it, guided me and got me within 4 months. Again, it took a lot of discipline on my part, don't get me wrong. But in 4 months, I completely
yeah.
reversed my diabetes and my high blood pressure and
I'm
lost
glad.
35 pounds. 30 pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fantastic, Mitch.
So let me see where Pete is. He was here a second ago.
My story is not. It's in the ballpark of similarities. Of I had a lot of bad habits that I had, like smoking cigarettes, drinking, eating really bad. I was about 250 pounds, and then I went into Chat GPT at the time. This was like 2 years ago, and I was like, all right, here are all my habits. If I keep all these up for 5 years, paint me a picture of what my life would look like. And I tell you what, it was not pretty, right? I'm like, worst case scenario. I mean, it didn't say I was living out of a box or anything, but let me know how much I would weigh. And then I'm like, all right, create a picture of what I would look like. And that image wasn't good. And then I'm like, all right, what if I keep up these habits? And then I had it draw out a picture if I worked out daily, if I ate better, if I stopped smoking, stopped drinking. And then I had to paint me a picture of what my life would look like in 5 years if I did that. And then I went ahead and I turned that into a song and I listened to that song on repeat. And that's how I actually lost about 75 pounds, stopped drinking, smoking, and a bunch of things. Just, rewiring the brain and rewiring our thinking. So
Yeah.
I, it's,
But
it's, it's,
sometimes you don't have the correct input, though, right? I mean, you don't have that's why I love, but you also have to pay attention. Like AI is wrong a lot too. So you have to make sure that you're, I'm going to do a disclosure. Like, I'm not telling you that AI will cure all your health issues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cured mine, but it may not cure yours. If you got, But anyways, let me give Pete another minute. If he doesn't come on, then I'll just go ahead and we'll get this rolling because he's been having trouble with his internet lately. So, kind of
That's
see,
always
how that works.
yeah,
Yeah,
especially when you run
there's
Zoom
still
group. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, luckily, we just upped our internet here in my office, so it's even 10 times better than it was before, which is great. Um,
nice.
so I'm going to go ahead and get us started just because we have people coming on, and I want to make sure we get rolling. Uh,
Yeah.
so anyway, so I've known Nick for I don't know several years. I knew him
Mhm.
when he had a full head of hair. That's not true. Um, and I've been following the stuff he's been doing on AI, like literally since he started the Krem Institute, right?
Yeah.
And it's been fun watching you grow and watching you evolve as a human being because I've been watching that. It's been fun to watch that, and especially because I think you're only like 30 years old, right? If I remember correctly.
31.
Oh, you're
31.
getting old. You're done. It's
I
over.
am now. I'm 31. I'm over the hump. Yeah.
So we asked Nick to come on because right now, if you're not using AI in your business, you're going to fall behind. And everybody that I know is using AI. I know Pete, you're having trouble with your audio there, so I took it over. Is there's if you're not using AI right now, you're missing the boat on not necessarily your competition, but at least streamlining your processes. That's what we're using it for in all my businesses to streamline all my processes. So, Nick, I'm going to let you run for 40 minutes or so, and
Yeah.
we'll have some 10 or 15 minutes at the end to have a Q&A. All yours, buddy. Do you need to share the screen or anything? I can make you host, or are you just
Yep.
talking?
I believe I was already testing that out before, so it will allow me to share a screen when I need to. So I will be able to do
Okay, good.
that. So what's going on, guys? It's good to see everybody on here. And I feel like we're on the call to learn about AI, right? The most exciting topic in the world. And I see Catherine's like, "Woo, let's go, let's do it." Um, and look, family, it's the fun part about this, right? Because I talked to a lot of other speakers and people inside of this space, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm prepping like all the way up until the day before because last time I was on stage and they launched Claude Dispatch right before I got on stage, so I had to update my slides and talk about this." And it seems like, I don't know about you guys, but guys, put yes or no in the chat. Have you guys seen more AI tools than you care for over the last like 6 months? Just put yes or no in the chat. If you've seen like, there's a new tool like every single week. And if you don't use this tool, you're going to be left behind. And Gordon, if you don't start using this tool, you're going to be left behind. And then Jana, if you don't use that tool, you're going to be left behind. And it seems like it's never ending. And that's because it isn't, right? Because this is exponential technology. With exponential technology also comes exponential shiny objects. The reality is, you attend classes and you see it. I don't know. It's funny about the algorithm though, too, right? Because we all do kind of get in our own self echo chambers with social media. If you watch a video on something, all of a sudden it's like it pops up everywhere. So for me, it's vibe coders. Like that's what my timeline is filled with is like vibe coders. And it's not a bad thing. But look, I could literally build an app within this call and launch it and say, slap the AI sticker on it and say, guys, this is an AI app. Go and get it. And look, is that a cool thing that you're able to do? Absolutely. It absolutely is. But, like that's also the dangerous part for everybody here on this call. Because now every real estate agent that that has wanted to get out of the real estate industry because software is a lot easier than real estate, come to find out that software is actually probably the most competitive market in the world. Thought there was a lot of real estate agents. Now there's a bunch of software developers. But, this is the world that we are moving into. Okay. It is an exponential world. Anybody can create an app and launch it overnight. Does it mean it works? No, definitely not. Is it stress tested? Is it security? And we can go through that whole part. But it's understanding that I truly believe your ability to clearly define the problem you are looking to solve will be your greatest superpower in this AI powered world. Your ability to clearly define the problem you are looking to solve. Because the tool either already exists or you can build the exact tool that will solve the problem that you have. But what I'm seeing happen more times than not is once you learn that like Claude Coworking can create dashboards and can create systems, and I saw one agent, they showed me their 15 dashboards that they created in the name of efficiency. I'm like, wait, when's the last time that you had 15 dashboards in the name of efficiency, right? But it was tracking all the numbers, there's tracking all these things, and all of a sudden you can build anything that you want. And I believe, like, my number one belief when we work with agents, when we work in our institute, is that AI is here to spend less time behind the computer and more time talking to people, right? Less time behind the computer and more time talking to people. Because we have to take a step back and look at things. And before I get into that, I'm just curious, if you had to rate yourself on a level of 1 to 10 when it comes to AI fluency, how often you use it, where would you rate yourself? Can you put that in the chat so I can kind of start getting a gauge on where everybody is currently at, what you guys are doing? And I'll ask some other questions here as well. Good, oh, good. 6, 7. Oh, is that like still the thing? I don't know. It's a lot of 6s, 7s. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to ask some more questions here. Is anybody here using OpenClaw, Claude Code, Perplexity Computer, Hermes, Kimi, anything along those lines? Just put yes or no in the chat. Every day. Ron is every day. Claude Code. All right. No, yes, yes. All right. Dude, I'm curious because this is a fascinating call. Normally, I get a bunch of no's on this, so I don't know if people are progressing fast or if you guys are just a little bit ahead of the curve. What are you guys currently building? I kind of want to open this up. Is anybody here building like dashboards, systems, processes that they're excited about? Does anybody want to unmute and share what they're currently working on?
Hey, Nick, it's Gordon here in Cincinnati with the Green Team.
Hey,
Yeah, I'll share. So we were down in Nashville with these guys a couple weeks ago, I guess about a month ago. Carrie Swaff was talking about what she's doing with Claude Cowork and agents.
yeah,
I was pretty impressed. I've been using ChatGPT for probably 18 months or so, and kind of finding some limitations and frustrations trying to get the results. I switched over to Claude, bought the pro account and started playing around on there, watched a couple tutorials on YouTube, and what it was able to do and what it was able to spit back out from my prompts was light years ahead.
yeah,
So what we're working on project wise is as we grow in the team, we're having a problem with like SOIs, communications, redundancy and questioning from newer agents. So we built out a complete SOI for everything in the business, and we did it in a matter of a week and a half. And now we're
yeah.
having our VA clean it up and brand it. But the results of what it sent back out, PDF wise, strategy wise, it was very, very clear.
Yeah. No, I love that. And, I think it's a great example. Thank you for sharing that, Gordon. Is number one, I want to walk you guys through part of the thought process when it comes to AI, because I will tell you right now, there is no better instructor in the world than literally talking to Claude itself. Look, I can't come on here and tell you, I'm going to tell you guys how to work with Claude better than Claude can tell you. Would you guys agree with that? For the people who are actually using it, you can literally ask it to help you build things, ask it where the bugs are, ask it to fix things, go through the process, and it will walk you through the exact process, right? So a lot of times when you see, like, I had to take my ego hat off and say, you know what? Instructions and how-to manuals are a dying breed. It's a dying breed. You can literally ask the tool and ask the technology how to do things, and it will walk you through the process. So I think there's some really good things here, guys. Gordon didn't just go in there and say, I want to build something. It's like, no, here's the exact problem I'm looking to solve. Watch a couple YouTube videos on, all right, what would be the different ways I can do this? Talk to Claude to figure it out, and then had to help them build it. Does anybody else want to share what they're currently working on or what they have going on? I think I saw Ron unmuted. I don't know if Ron unmuted or if he's just unmuted, because he's working on it.
I'll chip in there. So some people want to hear. So I built out a role play tool so that works in any industry where you can actually role play everything. I've been using it to analyze my RevShare organization,
Yeah.
which has been really fun. I've used Lovable to build out multiple websites, which is great because I'm not a coder and I can just sit there and tell it what I want. So it's literally unlimited what you want to do with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it really is unlimited what you want to do with it. And then Ron Rank, you're saying you're using it every day, man. Do you have anything to share on what your what your favorite ones are or how you're using it?
Yeah, right now, it doesn't have to do with real estate. I'm on the board of directors for an international organization.
Yeah.
And we're looking at our documents, our bylaws, our policies and procedures, and I'm going to ChatGPT and asking it to rewrite it to make it make sense.
Yeah.
So that's been very helpful. My son is just finishing using ChatGPT, just finishing a procedure where when I go out and look at open houses on a Saturday or Sunday, I'll select maybe 12 or 13 homes to take a look at. And the problem has been it was a very manual process to determine what the route would be based on the times of the open house. And I didn't want to zigzag across the county back and forth. So he used ChatGPT to develop an app. So I just feed it the homes, the times, and it goes to Google Maps and figures all that out for me in like 5 seconds. And comes out with a list, the order of homes that I should see, when I should arrive, based on the drive time, when I leave, and all that. Very helpful.
Yeah, I love it, Ron. And you know, family, like, this is what's exciting about this technology. Your ability to properly identify the problem you are looking to solve is your greatest asset. You hear like very different use cases for each individual here, right? I don't know, Gordon, Ron, or Mitch, you guys didn't watch an exact YouTube video that showed you exactly how to do your process and what to build. No, you watched, how do I talk to it? What are the best ways to communicate with it? You identified the problem you are looking to solve, and you went to AI to help you solve it, right? So look, family, I hate to break it to you. If you think there's like a magic button for how to learn AI and how to use AI, it doesn't exist. It is literally talking to the technology. And I will give you guys my favorite one. I don't know if you guys are using this. I won't say it's my favorite, but it is by far the most used AI tool that I have in my toolbox. By far the most used one. Have you guys heard of WhisperFlow? Is anybody here using WhisperFlow? All right. WhisperFlow. I see Christopher's like, yeah, let's go. WhisperFlow. Look, family, WhisperFlow has quickly become my best friend. What it is, and it sounds simple, but it works so great, but it is talk to text on steroids. It is literally like AI talk to text. So like the way it works, I don't type anymore. I'm with you, Christopher. I don't type anymore because apparently I type about 46 words a minute, but I talk 177. So that's actually what it shows me. But you think it's like, all right, I know talk to text, Nick, but I could come into here and WhisperFlow just hooks up to my computer, and it has a shortcut that it hooks up to your computer. It says, I want to write a listing for 123 Main Street. No, wait. I want the listing to be for 124 Main Street. I want to talk about XYZ. So it didn't do it perfectly, but you see, everything when I said, I want to talk about 123 Main Street. No, wait. I want to talk about this. It took out everything before then and only kept what I had after that. It takes out my ums, my ahs, my likes. It conceptualizes my idea. If you want to really get better at prompting, I believe the most natural process for prompting and communication is literally talking itself. So WhisperFlow, it hooks up to everywhere on your computer. So anywhere you are texting, anywhere you are emailing, anywhere you are prompting or having conversations, I literally just hit the shortcut on my computer and it's talk to text on steroids with AI built into it. It is by far the most used AI app that I have. And I know when people ask me, Nick, what's the best AI model? And I'll say, what day of the week is it and what time is it? Because that might change by tomorrow or the next day. The best one that you guys can really utilize is the one that you use consistently, right? I know people are crushing it with ChatGPT and are building their agents in ChatGPT and setting up their connectors. Same thing with Claude, same thing with Perplexity Computer, same thing with Gemini. So there's not really a best model out there, but I want to take a step back and I'd like to share with you guys a little bit of, where I believe this is really going, because as you guys know, we're moving from generative AI to agentic AI, and there's a huge gap that is really happening. So from the very beginning, we as humans, we've only dealt with linear technology, right? What does that mean? Our brains only think linearly. What's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? That's how we're wired, because for thousands and years, we had to think just to survive. What am I going to eat tomorrow? Where am I going to drink? How am I going to live? That's how our brains are wired. We are dealing with exponential technology. It does not play by the same rules of anything we've ever dealt with. And we are just now starting to get to this exponential curve. In the last 8 months, 8 weeks, there have been 15 major model updates between all the agentic platforms. 15 major model updates is absolutely insane and unheard of. And that's really with the 4 big players between Claude Code, OpenClaw, Perplexity Computer. I think Gemini and Kimi are the ones they talked about. But 15 model updates. And we're not just talking about like a new feature, like getting smarter and smarter and smarter and hitting new benchmarks. So like when we talk about what's the best way to use it, how do we set it up? Look, this is like, if you tried to do this 2 months ago, you would have had to buy a Mac Mini. You would have to try to set it up, go through that process. It probably crashed on you at least once if you guys went that route, and then rebuild it and go through the process. And then you tried it 2 weeks later and then it got easier, right? I feel like one part that we're not really taking a look at is just how big this is going to change our consumer experience and how we interact with this technology. Family, I'm here to tell you, and I firmly believe this. It's not too popular among some of the gurus out there, but I don't really care. I believe the AI-powered consumer will take out more agents than the AI-powered agent. The AI-powered consumer will take out more agents than the AI-powered agent. Look, family, I'm going to give you guys some quick stats, right? Realtor.com did a study last year. 82% of Americans last year used AI for housing information. I'm going to say that again because that should alarm you. 82% of Americans last year used AI for housing information. 82%. Whether it was, Chat GPT is a big player, but how many people here Google something and then Google gives you an AI answer right at the top and you don't click on anything? That's why over 70% of Google searches now end in 0 click. 82% of Americans last year used AI for housing information. And, you go to any of the homes.com and different sites, they're using AI-powered search. More and more people every single day are using AI to get information. And this is when it is built into software on the computer. I'm here to tell you, I don't know if you guys know a guy by the name of Sam Altman. He's the OpenAI CEO. And then there's another guy, Johnny Ive. So Johnny Ive helped design the iPhone, the Mac computer, and this sort of technology with Apple. They have teamed up. And in Q1 of 2027, they are launching an AI agent that'll be about the size of a jump drive. And what is this? Well, it'll have all your data, have all your information. It will be hooked up to your email. It'll be hooked up to everything that you have online. You know how co-work in these places can just connect to everywhere and it's the coolest thing? Well, imagine that in the size of a jump drive that you can just talk to. And it's automatically connected and can access all the information, can access the computer, can access your email. Elon Musk is even calling it the death of email. I was watching one of his podcasts. He said, yeah, I don't think people are going to be even checking their emails. They'll just be talking to their AI agent who will check all their things for them. And look, family, I believe innovation happens at the speed of adoption. Why isn't the entire world right now using Chat GPT? Because they have to go to the new website. They have to learn a new login. They have to learn how to set it up. But the moment that it is in the size of this jump drive and they just talk to it, like, hey, is there anywhere that has live music tonight? Oh, yeah, there's 5 different places. Great. Can you call and reserve one of those for me? Or can you reserve a seat for me? Yes, done. Hey, can you tell me about the housing information right now? Can you tell me about the neighborhoods that are going on? Oh, who's the best agent to work with? And it will give them about 1, 2, maybe 3 names. Will your name pop up when they are asking these questions? The entire consumer experience is changing in front of our eyes. If you guys even see what Google rolled out. So Google just had a large market forum. And they released some things in their launch. One of the things they released was an AI agent that has all your data and information that will literally do your shopping for you. It will go online, know what you like, know what you don't like, and will put things in your cart. And then it will say, hey, here are the things that you should buy. So AI agents will now literally through Google be doing your shopping for you. No more scouring the internet because it'll be like, oh yeah, here are the things that you should do. YouTube is rolling out AI search inside of their channel. What does all this mean? It means the way that we use technology is changing in front of our eyes. Is how we use it in our business important? Absolutely. Is understanding the fundamental changes in society important for your business? I believe that is at the top of the charts because how people are using technology and interacting online is completely changing forever. So, for us, what have we been doing the last year and a half? Inside of our institute, we've been helping people get found through AI search. We've been going through what are the best practices for being that top agent when people are asking questions about who to work with, about the neighborhood, about the community, about the real estate in there. Is your name the one showing up? Right? So that's what I want to talk about here today. And then also just when we're talking about agentic AI, there's a couple things that I'm going to show you guys that we've been working on as well. That I'm really excited about. So I'm going to show you guys that too. Does that sound good to you guys? Awesome. So let's go ahead and jump into this here. So I have some different slides and things that we are going to talk about. And just for the record too, I just want to make this clear. This isn't something that, I YouTubed or we researched online. We've been actively doing this with agents. A couple of our clients have got 7 closings in the last 3 months and they've all been found on ChatGPT. It's like, yeah, you're the person to work with. And a fun fact, people who find you through AI are 440% more likely to convert than regular online leads. 400% more likely to convert than regular online leads. Why? Because they're asking AI all the questions, all the buying questions. When's the best time to buy? What's the neighborhood? This and that. Who should I work with? Oh, that's the name. Call them. That's the new game. So kind of going through this, let's see. So the different ways that you guys get found through AI search. So I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker. This is recorded, right? Is this recorded, Mitch? So I can go through this a little bit quicker. Cool, it is recorded. First one, family, your Google business profile, extremely important. Really, your Google business profile, extremely important, and your reviews. Why? Well, AI doesn't have feelings. So if they say, who is the best agent in X area, what's one of the places they can check to see who's the best agent? Well, if Gordon has 2 5-star reviews and Deanne has 55-star reviews, who do you think AI is going to think is quote unquote better? Right? Google business profile, extremely important. Getting your reviews set up, extremely important. We're even now posting on there, and there's different widgets where you can now connect it to your social media to post there with you. They just added that feature about a week ago. So going into that, here is another big one. So when we go into NAP consistency, what does that mean? Name, address, phone number consistency across all of your online presence. I'm going to give you guys this prompt. I know, prompts are dead. No, they're not. If you know like the right ones and how to use them in the right way. It's a very simple prompt, but here is what you want to do. You want to take this and bring it over. I believe Gemini is the best one for this. Why? Because it's hooked up to Google. It really searches there. It's built on the platform. But here's what you want to do. Just copy and paste this and then put in your name, business name, address, phone number, website, and license number. Why do you want to do this? Because Gemini is then going to scour the internet and it is going to show you, hey, Joanne, you actually have your previous broker's website is still up, so that needs to come down. It will show you if your phone number is listed on all these different websites with different phone numbers. It will go through and it will check. It's basically like your online audit, right? So that prompt, you put it into Gemini, and it will do an audit of your entire online presence. Because if you have 3 different phone numbers listed, 2 different emails, 2 different brokerages still up, do you think AI is going to trust you? Which number do they give? Which email do they give? Are you even at this brokerage? Yeah, they're going to go find somebody who has NAP consistency. Does that make sense to you guys on here? All right, thumbs up or nods. All right. It's really simple, but I can tell you guys how to get found, but I can tell you guys how to definitely not be found. I feel like that's a great place to start, right? If you have no reviews and you have 5 different phone numbers, 4 different emails, and 2 brokerages up, AI's gonna be like, who is Annie? I don't even know if Annie's real, right? She's got 5 phone numbers, right? So you want to start there. It's a very simple place to start, but I believe it is extremely important. That's what we do with all of our clients. So coming back into this, let's see, where am I at? I thought this was interesting too. So we did some different surveys here recently, and we did AI search for best agent in X area. So we did this like 180 times, and we're stress testing it. Interesting enough, List with Clever was the number one sourced place. If an agent was listed at List with Clever, it gives you the source link. List with Clever was number one, expertise, two, fast export, rate my agent, then Zillow and realtor.com. So like getting your NAP consistency just listed on these different places makes a difference, right? Because if you're listed in all these different places, it builds up your digital density. I just thought that this was very fascinating because I would have guessed Zillow was number one, but it was actually List with Clever. So I thought that was fascinating. Creating AEO friendly content. And I'm going to show you guys how we were doing this manually with VAs that will go out, research blog content, research what people are searching for. We would go to answerthepublic.com to look up exactly what people were searching for. And then we would blog 3 times a week around the exact topics that people were asking. So it's AEO friendly content, authority, direct response, and structured content. I'm going to show you guys how we did this agentically now, how it literally runs 24/7 without you even touching it. 3 takeaways, Q&A format. Look, you want to just clearly identify the question that people are asking online, right? When I'm saying AEO friendly content, what is the exact question that people are asking? And then what is your answer in the first 50 to 200 characters? AI doesn't want to work harder than it has to. So your content, your videos, your blogs, before it'd be like, hey, I'm going to give you guys, people are asking, what is the best time to move to Orlando? Wait to the end of the video and I'm going to give you the answer. And then you go through the whole video. Well, AI doesn't like that. AI's like, no, I want the answer right now. So it's the structure of content is changing. And I believe we are fully optimizing for AI search because I believe AI is what's scouring the internet now, not humans. Active on social media. This is just your digital density, right? Your weekly post, engaging followers, and sharing expertise. YouTube. Man, YouTube is more important than ever, family. More important than ever. 30% of Google searches actually are Google clicks go to Google-owned sites. Well, of course, that's a weird stat. I don't think that's right. I use Gamma for this. Maybe, just doing some stats here. But Google, second largest search engine in the world, and Google actually transcribes the videos, and that becomes great AEO, GEO, SEO content. So leveraging YouTube and your videos. And then building external authority, getting on podcasts, getting on other people's sites, and things along those lines. I wanted to go through this kind of briefly, but just share with you guys, essentially what it comes down to is this. Is your name, address, phone number consistent online? Do you have Google business reviews that are consistently showing up? And then also, is your content answering the questions that people are asking? Why? Look, AI isn't like a magic genie. It gets its answers from somewhere. And when people type in prompts, most people in the world are going to use AI as a Google search. Can we all agree with that? Like, that's how most consumers are going to use it. They are not going to go into there and try to solve all their problems. And, I also want to throw this out here. Put yes or no in the chat. Does everybody here know somebody that just believes everything they read on Facebook? Like anything that they read, they just believe it. They're probably the person that sends you 50 reels about the world ending or this happening over here. And then you're like, did you research this? Right? Look, family, when AI just tells them to work with somebody, they're going to believe it. I believe AI is the modern referral. Because it'll be built into like hardware. Look, physical AI is really the next wave that we are moving into. As cool as these things are on software on the computer, like physical AI being built into devices that you just communicate with, that get you answers, that manage your email, that are connected to everything, is really the new wave. And I firmly believe the best interface is no interface. That's actually what Steve Jobs said. The best interface is no interface. It is no longer going to be us communicating with dashboards in all these different areas. It will be an agentic overlay over the software that you then communicate with that does the tasks for you. Does that make sense, or did I say way too many words there? It'll be the software with an agentic overlay that knows how to actually use it, and you just ask it to do things for you, right? How many people here know that your CRM is pretty kick butt? I'll use the right word, kick butt. But you're like, I don't use half of it. I don't even use like 25% of it. But what if you had an agent that knows how to use it? Like, you know what you want to do, you just don't know how to do it, right? This to me is the future of how we use this technology, agentic overlays with this. And I'm going to give you guys an example of like something that we have done. And I'll show you guys the tool that we are using, how we're using AI agents, and the end result of this as well. So recently, oh no, that's not what I wanted to show you. Recently, I took my ego hat off. Can I build and do things? Yes, but I've partnered with former Microsoft AI engineers. There's a full team of developers that are on the back end. They burned through like 4.5 billion tokens in the last week, like building a lot of the things that we are talking about, what I'm about to show you. But here we go. I'm going to show you guys if I can pull up the right screen. I'm struggling here, guys. All right, here we go. Guys, ladies, sorry. Taking out half the call here. Family. All right, here we go. So I see one person laughing. That made it worth it. So like what are we currently doing? So I'm going to show you guys a little bit here on the back end of what like our agentic interface looks like. So I'm using a platform called Halo, right? So Halo, we just launched this backend last week, but essentially we have all these different agents that are over here pre-built on the backend. And when I say agents, family, just think about them like digital employees. These are digital employees that live in my computer that are specifically trained to do tasks for us. So my Halo account, it's actually connected to about 75 different large language models and agentic platforms. So it has access to Kimi, OpenClaw, Perplexity Computer, Claude Code, you name it, like all the different ones here on the back end. And it automatically selects the right model for it. Why is that important? Well, if you guys know Claude Code, it's like the Ferrari, right? Like it can do a bunch, but I don't want to drive my Ferrari to the grocery store. I don't want to use it to perform very simple tasks. So this platform automatically selects Kimi, which is a very powerful model, but about like a quarter of the credit costs, to drive to the grocery store and back, right? I'll drive my Corolla to the grocery store and back. I hope that helps conceptualize how this works, but it like automatically selects the right model for me. If I take a look at the back end of this, I also have my soul file. Why is this important? Because I don't know about you guys. Have you ever talked to your AI and then it forgets something that you told it yesterday or a week before or 2 weeks before? Well, it's probably because you didn't have your soul MD file hooked up to actually understand how you operate and how things work. And then when I look at this, here is what my agent dashboard looks like. I have my main agent here at the top. This is my brain. This is my CEO. This is the agent that I talk to. And then he's kind of like the HR of all this, because then we have an agent architect. So I built an employee that knows how to build more employees, right? I built my identity manager, my website developer, app developer, video producer, listing video producer, etc. So now I'm able to access all of these through just texting, right? So that's the huge, like I said, the best interface is no interface. So I'll show you guys what we've been able to do with this. So now we have launched this where I built this last night, right? So I built this entire website last night through texting. I texted the interface and I told it who I was. It was asking me questions like, all right, who are you? What's your business? Who are you trying to identify? And then I sent it, and I can even show you guys the messages here of how this operates. Here, wait. All right. So you guys can see I was texting it back and forth. Krem, set up. All right. So like when it was on here, at first it didn't have this picture in the background. I'm like, hey, can you add this picture as the background on the main page and have a dark overlay to make the text stand out? He said, cue that up, done. So as you guys can see, I added it as the background. And it goes through here. But here's another big piece. Unfortunately, I'll give you guys this tool too. If you guys have a website, highly recommend you put your website through this AEO site checker. So I built this tool to identify, is your website even findable through AI? Because newsflash, a majority of websites actually block the one key file, robots.txt. If robots.txt blocks bot crawlers, that means AI can't even find your website even if it wanted to. It blocks them. So you guys can put your website into here and it will score it. So I could put my website into here and just show you guys. So it'll run an audit. But like we've set this up where there's about 30 different digital employees. So I get an 87. Here's the big one. If this is an X, when you guys put your website into it, that means AI can literally not find your website. It is blocked from ever being able to be found. And that's a big, big problem. But I come back to this. So what does this also do for me? So look, family, I set this all up through texting. This actually goes to my calendar link. So I said, all right, let's do book a consultation. Let's set up through my Calendly link. Calendly's going slow. So we got that. Where agents go to get exponential, put things into order for me, their voice. Here is the big parts, right? Because agents would pay us literally over $1,000 a month to optimize their website. So we would build a new website for them because they were blocked. So we would build their website and optimize it. And then we would blog for them 3 times a week to help them get found through AI search. We would research online, what are the top 10 most frequently asked questions in my neighborhood right now? And then we would blog about those questions. Well, now we have built agents who go online, they check Perplexity, Claude, and all these different places to research what are the most frequently asked questions. And then it cross-references all the platforms to make sure the content is good. And now it's going to blog for me 3 times a week. I don't do anything. It's just set up to do it. So it automatically blogs for me 3 times a week. And let's see, what kind of update do you guys think I should do to this here? Because I want to show you guys. Here, let's I was having some fun because I just wanted to see what else it was capable of doing. I said, hey, can you make another page on my personal website and call it resources and make a downloadable and a landing page about the 3 best prompts. These are not the best prompts. I was just testing it just for the record. The 3 best prompts to use as a real estate agent. Create the downloadable and have that page for them to fill out a form. And let's see in how many minutes. So that was at 10:59. And then at 11:03, it said it was done. So in 4 minutes after sending that text, here is my free guides. So resources, 3 best prompts. And then as a lead capture, want the complete prompt playbook? Sure. And it created my download, my PDF. I can open in a new tab. And it created my downloadable for me. I can send it my actual form. So let's see. Here, let's have some fun. I'm going to send it this link. I'm going to use Whisperflow because, who types anymore? Hey, can you add another page on that resource tab for get your NAP consistency audit? And I'm going to share with you the link that you should have as the downloadable. Create a lead capture form for it as well. And let me know when it's done. And then I'm going to copy that Google Docs link. So I just texted my CMO, my chief marketing officer. So now they're going to text back. And it's actually through iMessage. I think that's kind of cool. But it's through iMessage. On it, I'll get your NAP consistency audit page with the lead capture form and Google Docs set as downloads. So that's going to start working for me. And just to give you guys like an example of other ways we can do it. So this agent wanted to really dominate the dog lovers community inside of our neighborhood. Like anybody who is researching AI, best places to eat, where can I go? What are the parks? Things along those lines. So she set this up all through texting. And these are actual pictures of her dog because then she just texted the dog pictures and added all this. And then explores, and then the different dog parks. And it went through and it just built it all out for her. And then her whole thing is set up through the text. Email, phone number, website, municipalities, neighborhoods. And then it's going to blog for her 3 times a week. Keep her in the top of the line. And it is all AEO compliance. And then if I take this and go to the site checker, let's come back here. So it's going to score that. And then I took it a step further. Dang, she beat me, 95. So then going through this. I take it a step further. Gail, are you on the call, Gail? I don't know if I see you on here. I don't know if Gail's on it. But then I asked Gail this morning. She's traveling. Man. All right. So there's also another feature where you can text your Zillow link and say, hey, I just got a listing. And if you have all your pictures and things updated, it will build you your single property website and then take your listing photos and then turn them into listing videos for you. So here's what I did this morning. I just wanted to have some fun. So let's see. Here's this text. Cool. Look, family, you guys can see the text. Oh, Gail's here? All right. You get to see this in real time.
Yes.
I said, I have a new listing at 381 Shinecook Drive. Great. And I said, can you provide the Zillow link or pictures? So I copy and pasted the Zillow link. And it said, here you go. So let's see. This was about 20 minutes. So then it updated it. And then it actually created this for me. Let me see. It's on here somewhere. So all I did was copy and paste the link, and it created the entire single property website for me. It blogs about the neighborhood and tells me about what to do in this area. Walkable. How walkable is it to different areas? Resort style living. Places to know. Gives me the map. Reflections. Notes on this place, a 5-minute read. Why is this important? Because when people are asking AI questions like, street that holds character, like asking questions about neighborhoods, what's close to walking distance in this area. So when they're asking these questions, if your listing, if your information does not clearly identify that this is the solution, your listing will not be seen through that. But then here's the cool part, family. Well, I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool though, right? And if I want to update the pictures or update say it's Gail, I can go on here and just text it. Like, all right, update the pictures, do this or that. But there's one piece. Let me make sure my sound is shared here. Share sound. So, like I said, all I did, you guys saw, was texted the Zillow link, right? So this actually takes the pictures and turns it into a video. And if you don't want the effects, you just tell it, don't do effects. But I want to show this. So that's where, like, I wanted to showcase to you guys what, like, an orchestration of agents can look like and work with when done correctly. And that is literally, if I want to update this, let me see if it updated yet. All right, so it's still adding that NAP consistency. When it's updated, it'll send it back to me. But look, family, that's all set up through texting now. And you can build your community websites, your personal website. If you guys are going somewhere, have it create your listing website in about 20 minutes. Now I ask you, look, when something becomes so easy, anyone can do it, it is no longer a valuable skill. How much of a skill is it now to learn how to build your own website after you've seen this? Probably. I mean, knowing how to set all that up, it actually takes a lot of work. But now it's like, oh, I just send a text. Hey, can you create me a website for this? And then it's done. It's scored right. It's good to go. You can update it on the fly. You can create landing pages. You write blogs for you 3 times a week. You just say, I have a listing at this address. We're also going to add a CMA agent into it, a neighborhood analyzer into it, like a bunch of things. You're like, hey, I'm going on a listing appointment here, and it drafts all of your information up for you. And it's all just a text away. So that's what we've been currently working on, is literally building out your listing or your chief marketing officer. There's over 30 different AI agents hooked up to it, and we make it just a text away. We make it literally just a text away. And once that other page is updated, I want to showcase that to you guys. But this is a soft pitch. If you guys want access to this, or if you guys want to use this, it is just scan that QR code. It's $99 a month, and you get 2 websites, and then it's $99 per listing. If you want to create your listings, create the landing page, get the pictures turned to video, all you got to do is text Krem to that number, and it will take you to the page. So I'll put that there, and then I will also put this in the chat for you. Let me see. Here we go. I'll put this in the chat. Again, guys, I don't want to make this just about the pitch, but I wanted to showcase to you guys, what does agentic look like? How does this actually work? And I believe the best interface is no interface. You can literally create 2 websites that run autonomously for you, blog for you consistently. And if you get a new headshot, you just text it, a headshot, and it updates everywhere. So I wanted to share that with you guys here today, what we've been working on, what we've been building, right? And just so you guys know, for the next week, you guys get 2 websites instead of 1. So for $99 a month, you actually get 2 websites. You can get one about the community, one about you, that continues to run for you 24/7. So I don't want to make it all about that, but I wanted to offer that and just showcase to you guys what we've been working on. And I firmly believe, like I said, the AI-powered consumer will take out more people than the AI-powered agent. Might sound controversial because everyone's saying, if you don't use AI, you're going to be left behind. But stuff like this, that is literally a text away, a conversation away, that is how this technology is going. It's not going to be this huge, intricate build on the back end. It's like, okay, there's an entire team of developers that build all this, and now you just text it. Now you have 2 websites running for $99 a month, and your ability to actually talk to people and articulate your value and be an advisor is what people will pay you for, because information is getting commoditized. If you're an information provider, they can get that answer faster using AI. You want to be like, all right, tell me about the housing market. And AI will give them an answer. Is it a good one? Can you tell them if it's a good one or not? Are you an actual advisor? Are you a wealth advisor? That's where I believe a lot of agents are going to be taken out, because when people are talking to AI, getting their answers like this, and you don't have better answers, you don't have personal discernment and your advisory hat on, ooh-wee, it's going to be hard. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Guys, I wanted to open up questions, comments, excitement. What do you guys got for me today? What can I do to help you? I'm here to serve you guys.
Everybody can unmute if you want to ask Nick a question.
Hey, Nick, it's Gordon again. I wanted to ask, what tool were you using to create the video?
Yeah, so it's actually an orchestration of different tools. Like VO3 is one of them. So it works with like Kimi, VO3, and there's about 2 other video generation tools I don't know off the top of my head that combine, and it like goes through the process to set all of that up. So like it uses all of those within the platform, but VO3 is the big one.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Nick, one of my agents, he was using just a regular photo of a listing, and he put it into, I don't know which AI, but it turned it into a Twilight photo, better than the Twilight photos that the photographer would have done. It was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, ChatGPT is pretty dang good with their image generation now. Yeah, he could have used a multitude of different ones, but yeah, it's pretty cool what it's able to do.
Yeah, Nick, so if there's one thing that the agents can do, like what would be the one thing right now?
The one thing to do right now. Well, I will say, if you don't optimize yourself for AI search, you will be severely regretting it in the next 2-3 years, because the consumer journey is changing. AI agents are now shopping for people through Google. That's where they're going. YouTube is going through AI search. AI is literally controlling what we search, what is shown, what you watch, what you buy. Like that piece of it, I firmly believe is the one place, if you do not optimize yourself to be found through the technology that everybody is searching for, you will severely regret it in like 2-3 years. And it's not sexy because it's not a right now thing. Like, hey, go today and you get a lead by just doing this. Are people getting leads and closing deals with it? Yeah. But we have to understand consumer behavior and this technology as a whole is drastically changing the way our behaviors are getting done. It's just a simple example. So my phone actually broke. It just stopped working, and I've had to listen to the radio. I'm like, man, I can't control what I listen to. I have to listen to ads. I have to listen to these people talk. This sucks. And it's like, I want to have complete control of what I listen to all the time. And I'm never going back to radio. That's what some people might have said, like, no, I listen to the radio all the time. Yeah, now they listen to iTunes, Spotify, just because it's simpler, it's more convenient, right? Never underestimate the human desire for convenience. The moment they have AI built into this little device that they can just talk to and it does things for them, they're like, oh, I don't have to log into Chat GPT, do this, do that. I just talk to it and it does things for me. They're going to use it for everything. They're going to trust it with everything. Hey, tell me the housing market. Tell me the homes nearby. Tell me this. Tell me that. Who should I work with? Great. Call them. That's the consumer journey right there. So one thing I would do, optimize for being found through AI, because that is the new consumer journey.
Yeah, and that's making sure that all the info aligns, right? It's all the same info, basically.
Yeah, the info aligns and the content that you are producing, right? Be a creator, not a watcher. That's one of my core mindsets inside of our group. If you guys, I see Karina in here. What's up, Karina? Be a creator, not a watcher, right? Because if you are watching, AI is going to tell you what to buy. It's going to tell you what to watch. It's going to tell you what you like and what you don't like, right? If you are a creator, then you will be the answer that other people are getting. So I feel like the world is switching into those two buckets. Will you be somebody who is just getting fed through AI, or are you feeding AI the information which it gives? AI does not create the answers. It pulls them from somewhere. Be that resource. Be the creator, right? Are you blogging consistently? Are you posting consistently? Are you shooting your videos? Like, that is where AI is getting all of its information. So be the information source.
Yeah, that's great. Questions, guys, for Nick while we have them?
Yeah. So, hey, Nick.
Hey,
It's Karina.
Yeah.
Hey, so I feel like the last time we had something really big happen with technology was the Industrial Revolution in the 1900s, right? And in our lifetime, we have been very blessed because we've had the invention of the internet, and now the growing up of AI, because AI has been around for a long time, just not mainstream, correct?
Right. Correct.
Right. So I feel like back in the early 90s, when the internet was starting to become somewhat out there for us, I feel like if you were buying a computer in 1996, you had to really learn hard how to work it. And it was frustrating. And then, we had Windows that kept on going. And every time they went up, you'd have to sit down and learn the new programs. I feel like this is the same exact thing, but with AI. But back then in the 90s and the early 2000s, the technology was only going about 18 months out there. So we thought that was fast. Now, would you agree that it's like every 3 weeks at most that we're like at most, right? Because AI is like this. And so for the realtors on this call, I feel like if I've been with you for 2 years, and I love you guys over there at Krem, and you guys do a really great job in educating us, getting us to there's so much AI out there, and there's so many companies that are charging ridiculous amounts of money, and it's not doing anything good for the realtor community. It's just a random thing that they're teaching. So I feel like if I was brand new into AI, which I was when I met you up front, right? So I feel like if anybody was on this call that really wanted to up their game, that would be really good to get onto your program, because you guys do so much education, help. The community is amazing with Krem. And this is not me trying to pitch you, but for real, it is a game changer when you actually have that hand-holding moment when you're frustrated with the technology. I wish I had that with my first computer back in 95, right? So is there something like, if like they were asking, like, what's the one thing you should do? For me, I would say, talking to any of my peers, is to go to you guys and get trained correctly, because you guys you have the knowledge with real estate, you know what's going on. And I really feel like this is something that would really help everybody on this call.
Yeah. No, thank you for adding that, Karina.
And Nick did not even know I was going to be on this call.
I didn't. And, if you guys do get started with that Halo program, which we're partnered with, you guys get access to our group as well. So you guys get lifetime access to our group, and I do a live call every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So you guys get access to that too. And I will just say this, look, nobody grew up with this technology, right? Like, I didn't grow up with it. I might be a little younger on this call, right? Hair might not show it, but Look, I didn't grow up with it. We're all just getting this. We're all figuring it out. We're all learning and growing and adapting. Nobody knows where this is going to be in 2 years, right? Nobody knows where this is going to be in a month, in a year. So I believe it's one of the age-old principles, who, not how. If you want to figure out everything out yourself, you're going to have to figure it out the rest of your life, and it's only getting faster. And I will also say this, taking a step back and really comprehending how consumer behavior is changing. And somebody put a great question here in the chat. Jeff did. Buyers and sellers will slowly no longer value us as agents. Look, I firmly believe agentic AI will take about 80% of the work you guys do. Like the stuff you do behind a computer, anything that can be done behind a computer can virtually be done through AI. And we're going to get to that point. And when I say that, it scares some people. But I'm like, wait a minute. How many people here actually enjoy sitting behind your computer for long periods of time? I'm just curious. Most agents I talk to say, I love talking to people. I love actually doing the deals. So you get to focus more on that aspect. And you do have to ask yourself this one question is, if all you are is an information provider, that is a dangerous place to be. Your applied knowledge, skill, experience, advisement, wealth advisement is what people will pay you for. What can you tell me that AI cannot? What can you tell me about this information? Because I have the information. What does it mean? Right? I guess I have 2 minutes. I'm just going to make this story quick. But it reminds me of there's a story during World War II. Right? During World War II, the American planes would fly out and only a certain amount would come back in. And what would happen is the planes that came back, they were all shot up on the wings and the tail. And so what did most people say? They said, oh, we need to armor the wings and the tail. And there was one engineer who came in and said, no. These planes made it back. Their engines were spotless. So what that means is we need to armor the engines. And this created something called survivorship bias. Because the obvious thing, what is the obvious thing right now that everybody is telling you to do? You got to learn AI. You got to learn AI. You got to learn AI, right? But I'm here to tell you that AI and agentic AI is going to replace a lot of this work that you are doing behind the computer. You really got to take a good look at your engines. What are the parts of your business that AI cannot replace? Because that is what you will be paid for. And that does not mean you cut off your wings and tail and say, screw AI, I don't got to learn it. No, of course you need that. But if your entire focus is trying to build and do all of your time on where AI is at right now, in 4 months, it's going to be exponentially easier. And that problem you probably spent 2 months on trying to figure out, trying to solve, will be solved for you. Look, your engines, and it's hard because, look, family, we're all humans. We think linearly. I got to learn AI. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's here. It's here. It's moving at such an exponential rate. Don't lose sight on the parts of the business that AI cannot replace, because that is what you will be paid for. Not because you have the cooler AI system, because everyone's going to have it. It's going to be agentic built into a freaking device that's connected to everything. Automatically connected, and you just talk to it. Look, and I hope you guys aren't hearing this and saying, Nick told me not to learn AI. No, that's not the point of this. But you got to understand, information is getting commoditized. Fast. If you are solely an information provider and you cannot clearly discern, like discernment is going to be a strong skill to have in this world. Can you discern outside of the information that is provided? When they say ChatGPT said my home could sell for more, well, is your emotional intelligence so low that you get angry and say, ChatGPT's wrong, it's this, it's that? Will you be able to have an articulate conversation about the pricing of the home and be able to showcase the value and why it should be priced where it's at? Because the buyer will be told the home should sell for less. The seller will be told it should sell for more. That's just how it works. Look, family, your engines are the part of the business that AI can never replace. If you do not have a plan for that, if you're not focusing on that, you will start to see how agentic AI is moving so fast. The things that you're spending so much time on just got so easy that anyone can do it. And once something becomes so easy that anyone can do it, it is no longer a valuable skill. And AI is quickly commoditizing a bunch of this. I'm sure for those of you guys using code, you're like, why would I ever pay someone to do this ever again? It's so easy. But guess what? It's going to get easier and easier and easier. Just like I showed you, I can now build a website, talk to it, and do it just to text away. Right? Build an entire website. It blogs for me. It runs 24/7, builds the website, creates the video. Look, guys, I just put the Zillow link in there. It created that entire listing video for me in about 20 minutes. How valuable is it if I want to teach you to go to VO3 and then how to place the pictures step by step? Then you got to pay for a VO3 subscription. Then you got to learn editing. No, you literally sent a text with your Zillow link and it's done before you walk out the door. AI is commoditizing a bunch. And when we get too narrow focused because we're humans and we think linearly, I got to learn it right now. If I don't learn this, I'm going to spend 3 hours behind my computer to learn this system. And then I'm going to go out the door and then have a half finished project. Look, and I hope this isn't me saying like, don't learn AI, don't use it. But you also have to understand the speed at which this is going is unlike anything us humans have ever dealt with. I'm not like Mark Zuckerberg and says you humans. That's a little sketchy. But us humans, right? It's a whole nother rabbit hole. Anyways, family, I know we're over time. I want to be able to answer any more questions or anything here for you guys as well. Just want to be a resource for you.
So if you're taking questions right now, Nick?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. All right. I've got a freshman back home from Indiana University. She's studying marketing right now. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, I had her working in Claude and working on a project. And, specifically because I think her job is going to be pretty tough to get out of after 4 years of college, right? Mm-hmm. So I want to put her in. So what's your advice there? And then that's first question. Second question is, you've sat around and thought about how the agents look out there. I think there's going to be door openers, agents, and then there's going to be the people like you're working with. In the middle, it's going to get squeezed. What do you think the agent looks like in a few years?
In a few years, I believe it's going to be senior agents, ones who have actually done a bunch of deals, and possibly interns for agents. Because why would I like this? Is just my belief. Why would I hire a new agent when AI can give me all the answers that they're going to give me? They offer no value. I believe it'll be less agents getting paid, maybe less, but doing a lot more deals because AI is able to handle all the back end infrastructure and everything else. And I believe it'll be like junior, like if I look at what's happening in the corporate world, they're getting rid of junior level employees because all they did was paper push, look up stats and get information, and they're keeping their seniors. What they're finding is, how do you get to become a senior agent? Well, you got to be a junior at some point. So they're more so going interns, spending time with the senior level employee to actually learn the discernment process and handle deals. I believe that's what it's going to be more so for agents of they're going to have to do like an internship to actually go through deals with someone to build up that experience. Because if not, I mean, AI can give me any answer that any person who just started in real estate can, right? Like, how many deals have you done? What can you talk to me? What can you tell me that AI can't? And they'll probably freeze. And I'm like, I'm going to work with somebody else. And then there'll be so many AI systems that the best agent actually gets found. And that's where I see that going. As far as the person that just got out of college, the phrase inside of my company is anti-fragile. I tell each one of them every single week, you got to replace yourself. Because if you don't, I'll spend 2 days to figure out how to replace you. And I'll build it. Right? So either you replace yourself with this technology and become invaluable to me, because in my mind, I'd rather have 10 people who are replacing themselves every day than me trying to figure out how to replace those 10 roles every single day. Right? So if you learn how to replace yourself with this technology and not be afraid of it, be anti-fragile, learn how to replace yourself in your role, then you become invaluable to companies, because why wouldn't they want somebody who knows how to replace themselves and make their job better and better every single day? If you're the one getting replaced, that's an issue. If you're the one fighting it, it's an issue. If you're the one building the replacement, man, I want you on my team. So that's what I would tell the individual. If you lean into this and learn how to replace what you're doing with this technology and then offer this solution. And again, it comes back to, are you properly identifying the problem you are looking to solve? Because like in any business, if you can solve a problem, you can get paid, right? So if you can clearly identify the problem you're looking to solve and then build a solution, you become invaluable. That's what I would tell them.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.
All right, guys, we're way past our time. Any more questions before we hop off?
Good stuff,
All right,
Nick.
Nick, just one.
Thanks, man.
Oh, go ahead, Randy.
No, I just said thank you. That's all.
Okay,
It's great.
Nick, this was great, man. Nick, you're an EXP agent as well, right?
No, I'm not. I'm brand agnostic.
You are. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Just want to see if you did any co-sponsorship kind of stuff. Okay. Perfect.
I'm
All right,
brand
guys.
agnostic. Yes.
Perfect. All right, guys. Nick, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. That was fantastic stuff. I think we all learned a lot, and love to have you back on sometime.
Absolutely, Dennis. I appreciate each one of you guys. Remember, guys, focus on your engines, learn how to use AI, get found by AI, focus on your engines, and you guys will dominate. I appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick.
See ya.